When we dive further into the topic of money, I see power imbalances. One person seems to think that because they make more money, that they have the right to take over all the finances. Unless the other person agrees, that's just not fair. We have to learn how to share information. We also have to learn how to make joint decisions. One person doesn't get to decide while the other person has to stay quiet. The problem with couples is they don't know how to share. They don't know how to express what they need. How do I tell the other person, I would like a car, without the other person saying, oh, you want a car? You always want something. Just wanting a car should not set the other person off to say that you're selfish. The person is just expressing a want or a need. At that point, the discussion needs to be, okay, tell me why you want another car. My car is old, it keeps breaking down. I know we have the money for it. Well, what makes you think we have the money for that? I know how much money we make every year because I signed a tax return. I think it's only fair that I get a new car. When we have discussions like that, it puts one person in the child role and another person in the parent role. And that's not healthy. It's okay to want something, want a new car, want a new this, want a new that, but how we get it, how we deal with getting that is what is important. One person should not have to beg another person every time they want something. If we have open communication about finances, a person would not ask for something if they knew that we can't afford it. Why would they ask? And if they do, then we have to address, well, what makes you feel that you're entitled to get something when there's not enough money? That's where these power imbalances come in. Some people have a great deal of debt. And as a couple, they use credit cards, they refinance their houses, they are spending. They turn around, the debt that they have is up to their knees, their waist, up to the neck. Some people, it's up to here. Both people were a part of creating that debt. How did we create this debt? Why weren't we communicating? How were we not able to say, we can't buy that. We don't have the money for that. We have the money for this, not for that. People just keep charging things up on credit cards and they hit their limit and then they can't have anything. They're paying off revolving debt, paying off a lot of interest. I often recommend that couples go to a financial planner or somebody that can help them professionally get out of this cycle of debt. I look at why we're in so much debt. Why can't we say no to each other? Why one person just doesn't care and just keeps charging? Why another person feels entitled? Why we don't talk about it? What's going on? We need to have these open discussions about how much money we make, what do we spend, how do we have a better life together? I am not a financial planner, but it doesn't take rocket science to figure out we are spending more than we make. When it causes fighting and it causes resentment, that's when I can step in and say, wait a minute, we have to put the brakes on this. You are here for a reason. It's because you're not communicating. You're not discussing how, when, and why we want something, how we get it, can we afford it? One person is usually asking and the other person is saying no. And then they turn around and order something on Amazon and a big box comes. This is common. I get this all the time when people come to see me. That's just not fair. That's not fair. That's a power imbalance. Domestic violence takes on a lot of different forms. It's not just physical. Many times it is a financial power and control. How can I make this person beg me for money and I am going to punish you with money, withholding money when you do something that I don't like? That is abusive. That will land you in divorce court for sure. Or very unhappy because it sets up the parent-child relationship. It is abusive. When one person holds the purse strings and the other person has no idea what's going on, that is not going to produce a healthy result. We are going to talk more about money and how money imbalances affect our relationships and our self-esteem.